Tennis star Novak Djokovic has come to an end. The Serbian, who's a vaccine critic, was deported from Australia today, meaning he will not be allowed to defend his title in the Australian Open. The hearing was Djokovic's last attempt to stay in the country, despite having his visa revoked twice over his COVID vaccination status. So, Lou, vaccination was a requirement for anyone at this tournament, but Djokovic was granted a vaccine exemption because he tested positive for COVID back in December. Was this fair? What do you make of how this all played out?
It's a fascinating story from a legal perspective. And in fact, I was recently in Melbourne, Australia myself, so I can speak to the public sentiment of what's going on there. People have been under lockdown for over 200 days over several periods of time. They're frustrated. They've had to put up with the lot. They don't see the results that I think they were expecting to see as a result of the lockdown. Here they have somebody coming into the country that is unvaccinated when 90% of the country is vaccinated. So from the get-go, it's almost like he never had a prayer in staying in the country once this all came to light. But like you said, Jay, interestingly, he had an exemption. The country was aware that he was unvaccinated when they gave him the exemption. So if you're Djokovic, you're saying, wait, I disclosed everything. Yes, my travel declaration had an error in it, but the minister even said that's not what my decision was based on in canceling it. So he says, I did everything right, basically. I told you I'm unvaccinated. I got the exemption. And remember, he had COVID, so that's how he got in initially, because he didn't need to get vaccinated if he had COVID. That's how he got the exemption. So he's like, I checked off all the boxes. I did everything right. I disclosed. Why am I getting this harsh treatment? And it was very interesting that the court really seemed to be tilting in his favor. The fact that they were holding proceedings over the weekend, which is very rare in any country for that matter. They went Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It almost as if that they were going to rule in his favor because of all the external actions. But at the end of the day, the standard for the minister is very low. You know, all he has to prove is that whether it was rational or unreasonable. And he could argue it was rational, and the court ruled in the minister's favor. Yeah,
and one of the arguments being made is that Djokovic's presence there would elevate the anti-vaccine sentiment. So obviously it's unclear whether that would be the case, but that was the argument being made. Lou Shapiro, we appreciate your analysis as always, sir.
You got it. See you next Sunday.
A stunning new video tonight of the moment